Arctic design, it's about geography. It's about living up north, where you have sometimes low access to public services or other resources. You live remote and sometimes even peripheral, and still you live a good life and come up with new solutions to these conditions. It's about managing and living in extreme conditions, climate conditions, where you have a lot of snow and cold temperatures. You have to come up with solutions how to do the logistics with snow, how to move about, and also how to stay alive, how to stay warm even in these extreme conditions. Arctic design utilizes local people's resourcefulness and resilience as an inspiration for design. It is also relying on respect for materials and local resources and using them to the last ends. Arctic design is also about respect. It's about respectful design where you take the local indigenous cultures into consideration and have lots of understanding to many sensitive issues in local cultures.
Arctic design is about designing solutions that enable good living in the Arctic. It is mainly about the people, cultures, environments and spaces that exist in the north. For me, it has presented the opportunity to plan, organize and facilitate applied visual art workshops in the north. I see applied visual art as a cross-section to art and design, like the two rivers of Ounasjoki and Kemijoki come together in Rovaniemi. This collaboration can result in very rich outcomes, in my opinion. It can open spaces for creativity and our senses to the environments where we are working in. I like to think this kind of collaboration also exists in Arctic design.
Arctic design is about addressing challenges that are specific to northern and cold environments. It's also about taking into consideration the specific context and culture of communities living in these areas. Thinking about Arctic design really brought me to see my own contexts in Canada in a different light and think about how design can help improve the life of different communities around the globe in circumpolar areas. We can think about how to develop better winter cities or how to see snow as an advantage, for instance, even as an energy resource. Arctic design also brought me to think about culture and how design can help facilitate multicultural projects that involve stakeholders that have different backgrounds.
Arctic, for me as a Chilean designer, has a completely different requirements and challenges. The Arctic is a constant inspiration through northern lights, midnight sun, textures of snow, and forest everywhere, but also has many challenges with the dark in the winter and long daylight in summer. Designers in Lapland transform the beauty of the Arctic into objects, exhibitions and services to improve people's life. Therefore, Arctic design is aware and sensitive to the particularities of its environment.
I work with Arctic design mainly through service development. So what does it mean to me? For me, easiest way to explain what is Arctic design is to think about it as a person. So what kind of person Arctic design would be? He would be a practical person. All the solutions and decisions he makes need to work in extreme conditions. He would be a nature-loving person, making sustainable choices in his everyday life. He would also be this person who loves contrasts, who likes changes in the weather, changes in the, for example, in the light and how much light there is every day.
For me, coming from social work background, Arctic is a context where specific geographic, social, economic, political, and cultural environments intersect and are inseparable. In spite of being specific as a context, it has similar challenges to other environments at the global margins, such as regarding some communities in the global south being exploited by multiple global and local actions. For me, design in these contexts is about deconstructing power structures in order to tackle inequalities on socioeconomic, gendered, or ethnic spheres. It is a process based on solidarity and a process based on dialogue with mutual learning, unlearning, and relearning with local communities to understand their needs and to create more inclusive and sustainable futures.
I look into my environment and I can see resemblances here of a 100-meter racetrack, and I think, wow, what a great idea. This idea was given by the waves and the water, and a resemblance of something, a possibility, something that needs to be thought about. Experience similar resemblances in the Arctic. Noises, movement, sound. These resemblances can be translated to new ideas, whether you're in outback South Australia or in the Arctic, in Rovaniemi, Lapland.